Hey everybody, Brian McCumber here from Tech Money Talks. I am really excited today because we have a special guest on the podcast. We are fortunate to have Alex Hampton as a special guest on the show. And if you don't know who he is, then you're in for a real treat because Alex is a seven-figure million-dollar producer and is quickly becoming a major influencer in this space. Alex continues to raise the bar and he's been keeping it real. This brother's been keeping it real the whole time. If you're interested in starting an online business to make extra money, you better save this episode in your back pocket and listen to it over and over again because the stories and the tips you're going to learn here will give you the opportunity to quickly launch your own business to help your wallet grow fat. Alex has been absolutely killing it in e-commerce and was featured on the Shade Room for generating over $150,000 in 14 days. Alex has been a mentor to others and is helping them in their ecom journey. He has an awesome presence on Instagram and is blowing up big time. Now, time is money and everyone's looking to get a piece of his time, and I'm so happy to have him on the show today. Alex, thanks for joining us, man. How's it going?
Hey, it's going good. It's going good. Thank you for the introduction, man.
How was it, man? Was that good?
Yeah, that was a good introduction, man. I appreciate that. That was great.
That's great stuff, man. Well, cool. Well, hey, you deserve it, and I'm really glad to have you on the show today. And I was wondering, for the audience, maybe we could take a step back and you can share your journey into dropshipping and ecom.
Definitely. So if you guys don't have an understanding of just what dropshipping is and what e-commerce is it's just a platform where you're able to use third-party platforms such as like Shopify to build websites that you actually get to sell products off of that you actually don't have any inventory on hand. So when I found out I could find a module where I didn't have to store 1,000 different inventory like in my own house, I was like, all right, let me figure out how I'm gonna do this. So my story is kind of interesting. So I actually moved to Texas from Missouri after I graduated from the University of Missouri. So if you're a Mizzou Tiger, what's up? Alumni over here. But I actually went to school for marketing and computer science engineering. I got like a little 9-to-5 when I moved out to Texas, and I realized that I hated it more than anything. They had me working like 15-hour shifts, 16-hour shifts. It was terrible. Wasn't getting paid anything. And then about like a year and a half ago, I decided to just give it my all and get into this e-commerce field. So I actually had a buddy in college that was doing this, and he was doing to me, I thought they were huge numbers. He was doing like $1,000 a day, $800 a day. Yeah. I was like, this dude is killing it.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, okay, like what could we be doing that I'm not doing? And now, I see like $16,000 days, $20,000 days, and I'm like, wow, I came from a long way. But basically, just started getting on my grind. Got a notepad and some paper and a pen and stayed up every single night until like 4 a.m. until I basically would just fall asleep and just study. And then just ended up getting some credit cards. And I was like, man, I'm going to make this work no matter what. So I just kept running stuff and figured it out. And then about a year ago, after 4 months of basically just trial and error and just kind of learning how to do everything on my own, got my first winning product. Hit like $180,000 that month. It was like my 4th month. So it was like my first real good month. And it's just been going up ever since. I actually started a recent store in May in April. And we actually are about 30,000 away from $1 million on that store.
Wow.
So I'll probably hit that by the end of this week. So it'll be like my second $1 million store. And
awesome.
Just been growing, man. That's it. Just been growing and trying to help others, man.
Yeah, man, that's such a great story. And you touched on a lot of great points here. One of them being, let's, even before we get to that, let's take a step back. Like, how did you even stumble upon drop shipping?
So I actually stumbled on it because of my roommate, but after talking to him, I learned the back end of stuff. So if you look up anything on drop shipping, if you're good at advertising, people will market you correctly. People will market you to try to sell you, obviously whatever, service they're providing. So after started getting interested in it, looking up stuff on Google and YouTube and dropshipping, this and that, my whole entire Instagram and Facebook started being all dropshipping. I was like, all right, well, this is kind of interesting. How they market me like this. I was like, well, if they can market me like this, I can market anything the same exact way. So then I just started digging deeper and learning about like Facebook ads and then all the algorithms that basically go behind that. And I was like, all right, well, that makes sense how they found me, because I'm finding people like, I'm audiences of like, 5,000 people. It could be like an 18 through 24 female that only has an iPhone, that lives in California, that lives in this zip code. Like, it's crazy. Like, you just learn like how to market like in that type of demographic. So that's
Yeah.
kind of like something that sparked my interest of how they found me. And I was like, well, if they can find me, I can find anybody.
And another thing that I wanted to touch on, because I mean, you described it as you were going through grinding till 4 a.m. Because I mean, these kind of numbers, most people can't believe these kind of numbers that people are crushing. And outside looking in, they immediately think like this is some get rich quick scheme and things like that. Like, was it an overnight success for you, or did you have to work for it?
No, I had to work my ass off, bro. Like, I had to work and work and work my ass off and take lots of failure. Like, yeah, anybody can act like it's an overnight success, but I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I
Yeah,
definitely took a lot of failure, but like that failure and the type of person I am, it's like that doesn't really bother me. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and stop.
it was worth it. Like you learned from your failures,
Oh
right?
yeah, learn. You gotta learn from your failures. If you don't learn from your failures, you ain't gonna be great. Like, there's no way you're gonna be great unless, because most people, once they fail once, let alone twice, that's it. Like, they're like, all right, I can't do this shit anymore. Like, I
Yeah.
can't. I failed like over and over and over again. Let alone just exhaustion, like not sleeping, studying, like just trying to learn everything I can. Because I mean, like once you quit your job, you gotta figure out how to pay rent. So. I
Oh wow. So
yeah, and I was like, I don't have no family or friends in
you were
Texas.
all
So,
in.
yeah, I was like, I'm all in. I got shit to pay for. I'm gonna make this shit work no matter what.
And even talk about that, like that mindset, that type of no quit attitude that's needed. I think that's powerful.
Oh yeah, sometimes you gotta separate yourself from people and just like go like three. Like, if you really want to see change in your life, you have to separate yourself from like what others are doing. If people are going out every weekend, drinking every weekend, like going on, vacation, like whatever. Like, sometimes you gotta take a break from all that and just get on your straight grind mode for like a month, 2, 3 months, and you're gonna see the results if you invest in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, if you want to keep investing and giving money to other people and doing bullshit ass, like bottle service, this and that and another, that's all cool and all, but where are you going to be at in like a year or 2 or 3? And that's
Yeah.
kind of the mindset I had.
It's like taking that time to set it aside and really, work and grind on your business. Like now at this point,
Hell yeah, I can do whatever the hell I want now. I can buy bottle service every day if I want. But like that's like where I go. I didn't have that chance at the beginning. Like, I just put that all the way to the side. I
yeah,
go on vacation now. I don't even have to open my laptop.
that's awesome, man. Yeah. So I
Like,
mean, it's totally worth it.
oh, it's 100% worth it.
Wow. So you know what? Another thing is, maybe even paint that picture for the audience, which is like, how many products did you have to go through testing before you actually found that first winner?
Yeah, so definitely. So I was like buying these like little like $20, $30 courses on Udemy, and it was like like trying to teach me how to test products. I tested like 5 or 6, failed every time. I think it took me like I think it literally took me like a month and a half to get one sale.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
literally, like I just kept I just couldn't figure out how to get it to work. And then I was like, all right, well, let me slow down on testing and let me figure out how to actually do this the right way. So I was like, did some extensive like product research and, just like kind of focused on the back end of things and then retried everything again. And then that product right then and there, like it was like October 24th, it went crazy. Like, it went crazy. It was straight to like the first day I started, I made $1,000 the first day on it. And I was like, whoa, I haven't even got one sale yet. Like, now I'm doing like, like 20 sales a day. And I'm like, okay, like, let me see how much I can scale this up. And like
Yeah.
I said, I mean, I hit like $22,000 days now, 20, like just crazy, crazy big numbers. I'm grateful for it, but it definitely like did not just happen right away.
Describe that, because I did catch like how you were featured on the Shade Room for that 150,000 for in 14 days.
Yeah, so I was talking to actually one of my mentors at the time, and he was like out there like trying to help me and give me a better understanding of like the industry. but he was like kind of on the back end of like, just providing me, just a little bit of knowledge. And I just took that little bit of knowledge and just made it into like, a bigger like realm of stuff. And then him and I hopped on a few phone calls here and there. And every time he hopped on a phone call with me, it would be like my days were just going up like 5,000, or it was like 1,000, like 3,000. He's like, oh, okay, you're killing it, killing it, killing it. And at the end of the month, I sent him a screenshot, and it was like, because I started the product halfway through the month. It was like maybe the 13th or the 14th. And at the end of the month, it was like at $150,000. He's like, holy shit. He's like, bro, I got to get you on Shade Room for this one. And I was like, man, I was trying to tell you, bro, like I wasn't going to give up on this. And then he ended up setting some stuff up. We hopped on a little phone call and then jumped right up on it. And then, Shade Room shouted me out. And then right then and there, I was like, okay, like I got this. Like, I know I can do this.
And do you mind mentioning who your mentor is?
Yeah. So his name was Boniface Uganti. Yeah. His name was Boniface Uganti. But yeah, he definitely helped me out a lot, but can't give him all the credit because it really like it was from the beginning. It was like he was there, but he really wasn't there. It was like more of, like he gave me the steps but like didn't give me like all the guidance. So he's a cool guy, but I can't give him all the credit for sure because he kind of was on the back end of stuff.
Like, yeah, I mean, you had to put some work behind it.
Yeah, no, for some real work that like could have been easily answered by him, but he just didn't have the time, which is understandable.
Well, no, I think that's awesome because I mean, I think that's been, I always say that there's power in the patterns, and a lot of our other previous guests have been crushing it. Like 8-figure, drop shipping. All of them, at some degree, has a mentor that they've been working with.
Yeah, no mentor. I mean, I definitely like I've had like mentors along the way that are just like my friends too. Like I consider them my friends, but they have been on the they have been trying to help me out and mentor me. And if I can give any advice, is don't do it the way I did it because I just didn't look for any help, and it definitely took me a lot longer and a lot more failure than others. Like if you're going to get into an industry and you don't have the knowledge into it, like invest in yourself, invest in a mentor, like get help because I mean it's so competitive of an industry. Like if somebody's doing something right, like don't try to break the cycle. Like allow what's working to continue to work for you. So I think that is like definitely never be afraid to invest in a mentor because I've done it as well.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Very well said too, because I mean, and also, mentors come in all, forms. So either whether if it's one-on-one or through a course or, maybe you found somebody that's like legit on YouTube. I think that's the key thing as well, is like, avoiding the fakes out there and sticking to the people that have been keeping it real. That's been the point of the podcast as well. So I kind of do my best to try to do research and to find people that are killing it online, like like really doing it, and not just putting a front out there. And but what would you say about the importance of that?
I think that's definitely important because like the thing is, and what I try to do like as much as I can is people can post numbers like all they want. You can have like a $3,000 day, $4,000 day, but like all that doesn't mean anything if you're not profiting.
Yeah,
And like some of the people that I actually looked up to like the most, like when I was like trying to get into this, like the big YouTube gurus and everything, like
mm,
some of them would get exposed like by other people and they'd be like, this
yeah,
dude literally didn't even make $1 this day. He spent 3,000 and he made 4,000 in sales before even like getting or before buying their product. Like, and I was like, man, this is like starting to be like something I'm like people are faking on. So I'm like, man, I'm just gonna do this a little differently. So like now when I start posting my results, like there's this app that's called Order Metrics, and it shows you like your cost of goods, your ad spend, like just your payment plan to Shopify, how much you pay for that daily,
yeah,
like all the things I go into, and I show like my straight up profit. Like like I've had like $3,000 profit days, $5,000 profit days, and I'm showing it like
yeah,
for example, like this weekend, I decided last week, I was like, I'm going to go out of town because I just want to go. And so I was like, I'm going to go to Phoenix. Went to Phoenix from Friday through Sunday of this week. Didn't open my laptop once. Came back, and then looked at my laptop, and I made $4,500 in 3 days by not even opening up my laptop. And I showed the results like right on my story. And I was like, look, I can't make this up. Like, I
Yeah,
will refresh the screen for you guys. Like, I will do everything I can, but like, like once you have a good system in place, like, it's, if you're confident in what your job is and your work, like, it's going to work for you no matter what. So I knew like I was going to be good, but if I can speak upon anything is numbers mean like a lot, but profit is the most important thing. So don't believe all these people when they talk about just, oh, $5,000 days. Like, man, you probably spent like $4,000. Like, let's be
and really good. And even for the audience, hopefully, and we'll leave this in the show notes. Mentioning order metrics that shows the profits there, because it's something to help you keep track of your numbers, which is important.
Oh yeah, yeah. You gotta know every day what's going on. If you just like, oh my God, I made $1,000 today in sales, and you're like, well, how much did I actually make? It's
Yeah,
like, man, like you gotta know that you have to have that down because it's a business at the end of the day. We're not looking for revenue, we're looking for profit.
for sure, man. So you know what? For the audience, let's maybe dive into like some core strategies. And like, I'm curious. So most drop shippers, they either fall into like a general store or a niche store or like a single product store. What's been your approach?
So my approach has actually been all of them. Like my first big product I had that like hit that $180,000 that month. That was actually a general store, and I was like, okay, like this is kind of interesting. Like, like if for people that don't understand, like general stores are obviously like WalMarts and Targets. If you want to think about physical, like niche stores are like a makeup store, and then like a one product store is obviously just one product. So
Yeah,
the realm and like way I've kind of transitioned is like I have gone from general stores, which I've made success from. I've had one product stores that I have had success from, but now I kind of more focus on niche one product stores. So
mm,
if I'm selling, let's say like a dog product, like my store will be all focused around that entire product, but I'm gonna have niche upsells that are complementary. So like at
nice.
like it's gonna be like a leash, or it could be like a dog water bottle that's like the upsell. But there's always gonna be complementary upsells with the products that you're currently selling, so that your average order value is obviously going to increase.
Very good. And hopefully the audience is catching on to this here. So, like I said in the intro, this is the part where you probably want to start re-listening to it over again, because what Alex just touched on was about the average order value and using upsells to increase that. So, yeah, maybe dive a little bit more into that.
Yeah, so definitely. So like whenever you're using like focusing and putting all your ad spend basically into your one product, because usually whenever you're running your Facebook ads, you're always running it typically on the product that you are currently selling. So they will bring you to a landing page, and your landing page is typically your selling page, like on your website. So let's say like, again, like you have a dog website and it's like, www.dog.com or whatever. And that's like your homepage. Well, what your Facebook ads are going to do is bring you to the actual landing sale page of the product that you're currently selling. So like let's say you spend, $10 to get a customer to come to your website, and they look at your sales page, and then your product like sells for 30 bucks. So you could easily make, $20 off that product being sold. But like let's say the customer decides to swipe down on the screen and like, oh, okay, well, if I get this like dog product, I could probably get this leash for 20% off too. And then, I could probably get this other upsell as well. And then right then and there, you still spent that same $10 on your ads, but your average order value just went up to
Mm,
like, $50, $60 instead of the normal $30 that you would be, making off of the original just product selling by itself. So it kind of helps with that, like your ad spend is going down and your revenue and profit is definitely going up.
Powerful. Yeah, for sure. And so hopefully the audience is catching on to that, because I think that's probably one of the things that most people aren't doing. And maybe percentage wise, how much is that helping?
No, it's helping a lot. I mean, let's just say like, between 10 orders, I'll probably get at least 2 to 3 that are hitting the upsell.
Wow.
And that's really like not bad at all, especially if you're spending $0 to make somebody spend like $50 more or $60 more or $100 more. Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then the thing is, even with those same upsells, like there's pre and post upsells. So say you decide to like buy my product and then you decide to buy one complimentary product with it. And then after you decide to purchase it, then I'm gonna hit you with something else that's gonna give you an additional like, oh, take 20% off more if you decide to buy another one of the same products or buy a different one. So then you have like pre and post upsell. So then your average order value is like almost doubled like what you even initially was asking for with just the pre upsell.
Wow, man, that's great stuff for sure, man. And and leading into that, one of the things that I'm curious about, so have you been primarily using Facebook as like your ad strategy for?
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I definitely do Google Analytics as well, but my main is 100% Facebook ads, and it's not just on Facebook newsfeed. I
Mhm.
use like Facebook and Instagram newsfeed, and then when I run some of my other like retargeting, I usually just use like automatic placements, which basically just entails like Facebook stories, Instagram stories, like the side things on Facebook, the news feeds, every single thing that goes into it. So I probably like 80% of my marketing is just on, or let's say 70% of my marketing is like on Facebook and Instagram news feed. I'm doing Google Analytics with that as well. And then I obviously have my automatic placements that are being currently run to all parts of Facebook and Instagram and all the things that go into stories, like news feed, like the side thumbnails, like all that stuff as well.
Leading to the question, so this right here, learning this stuff, what did you do to kind of like, educate yourself into this space?
Well, what I really did was just like honestly at the beginning it was all like just YouTube. Like I was just YouTube, like just figuring out and like not focusing on one person's perspective because I didn't want to like, I didn't want to just think one person knew it all. So I would be on like everybody's YouTube channels. Everybody's like, comparing what other like everybody's talking about and what they're doing right and then like the different strategies basically like that they're doing differently, comparing those. I was buying courses on Udemy, like I stated. I was buying courses from mentors and basically just studying. And then I realized, like, yeah, this is great knowledge and everything, but I need to apply this. So
Yeah.
most of the knowledge and experience that I have and like the success I've had is just by doing it myself and like stop look like I got the guidance and I got what I needed and I like got the information that I needed. But then I knew at that point that there's nothing I could do like more to rely on people without me putting in obviously the effort and time. So then I just like, that's when I just threw all the, time and effort into the Facebook ads to basically just learn and master the algorithm behind it.
Yeah, really good point too, because learning the things is one thing, but for the audience, like you just can't get stuck on consuming information and not taking any action. And I like to relate it to like, fitness and working out. So I mean, you could learn everything about working out and the right foods to eat, but if you're not actually hitting the gym and if you're not actually eating right, then you're not going to see those results. And I think in your own, ecom business, it's the same way.
No, it's 100% the same way. What you want in life, like you have to shape your mind and your body around it. Like really, like if you want something, like you got to change your entire mental focus about like what you want in life. And if you don't really do that, you're gonna kind of be stuck in the exact same position you were before.
And actually, speaking of fitness, I see that you look pretty buff in some of your Instagram photos.
Yeah, I've been working.
You been working out or what? Hitting the gym?
Yeah, been in the gym here and there,
Yeah.
trying to keep it looking right. I believe like really heavy into like just that, that personal health and making sure your body's right because I
Yeah.
mean, being like, in a business where you kind of work from home and you're just on your laptop, like you need to make sure your body's still active and, doing right. So I go to the gym, here and there like 5 times, 4 times a week,
Yeah.
trying to stay on my grind,
Yeah.
mentally, physically, emotionally, everywhere. Just kind of keeping my brain, right on tact on where I need to be on.
No, that's good, man. And I'm glad that you even touched on that. Maybe even talk about that, which is like the importance of kind of like just kind of keeping your life in balance, right? I mean, both you physically, like you said, mentally, spiritually. Like what are some of the things you're doing to kind of keep your life in balance?
Definitely, definitely. So I mean, all that really just reflects on your business, and it kind of is crazy. Like if you're not doing well mentally, and you're not doing well, like let's say physically, and you're not doing stuff that's helping you grow, like it's gonna reflect on your business. And it's sad to say, but it really is. Like how you are is going to like progress the same type of energy that you're looking for. So, if you're like in a position where you just aren't doing anything to better your life and you're trying to get into this industry and you're not so confident in your own self and your own mental well-being, like it's gonna reflect straight on your business. So just understanding the fact of like you gotta be, healthy mentally, physically, emotionally, like everything like that is more important than anything because it's gonna reflect off of the work that you do. So
Yeah.
just things I do is obviously like, I work out, I try to get out the house, like, do entertainment and hang out with friends all the time and just like really just kick it. Because the thing is, like for me, the only thing I need is Wi-Fi or let alone cellular data. Like I can bring my laptop anywhere. So just going on vacations, I've been traveling a lot lately and like just doing basically everything I've wanted to do. And because I know that like it's going to help me reflect back on my business. Like right when I got back this weekend, it was like, all right, cool. You took off like, 5, 6 days. Like let's get back on this grind. Like that gives you more of a motivation to continue to grind because you're
Yeah.
able to do the things that you want to do.
Yeah, that's why they call it the laptop lifestyle, right?
You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
Laptop lifestyle. It's literally like that.
Yeah. So maybe even paint that picture for the audience. So what does like a day in your life look like as you're kind of working your business day to day?
Definitely. So I wake up every day around like, 8, probably 8 a.m. And then I kind of just go through like some of my emails and just making sure everything's basically intact. I look at my Facebook ads. And then I kind of like just make sure everything's in place for the morning. And then I usually just get up and go to the gym, make some breakfast, keep my laptop closed for, a few hours. And I'll usually like just go to the gym and then I'll come home, make some lunch, look at my ads again, make sure they're still intact, shut my laptop again, and then do usually what I need to do, run errands, go to or go to, like to the grocery store, or just do what I need to do. Come back around dinner time, make dinner, and then usually around nighttime, like I'll get really heavy into my ads because every night, like I have to have it, in place for the next day. So I'm usually just like cutting the fat. So when I'm saying cutting the fat is basically like just making sure my ads, like I probably have like 700 ads running right now, so like just making sure the ones that are currently working are going to continue to work and I can scale those, and then cutting off the fat and cutting the ones that obviously are not profitable, and just continually scaling in the most profitable way that I can. And that's basically how my day goes. So around nighttime, I'll jump on this and, I'll go, straight in, put my phone on airplane mode for a little bit and dive right in, and
Yeah.
then that's basically it, man. Just kind of chill all day until nighttime, and then just looking at it and just making sure things are in place where they need to be. And then usually I through those times I'll be hot, like the down times I have, I'll be hopping on like phone calls with my clients and my mentors. I'll be like designing my course and making sure that that is in place and adding new strategies and just what I can do to basically keep improving that and keeping it updated with the current things that are working really well on Facebook ads,
Yeah.
and just answering questions of people and just helping out who I can, really. So that's kind of what I do on my downtime.
Wow, man, that's awesome. And hopefully the audience caught
And
on.
investing. Make sure you guys are doing that too, because I'm starting to get good at this Airbnb stuff. So I bought a few properties around Dallas um, that I'm
Awesome.
currently Airbnb out and just investing and learning more about that industry as well.
Yeah, powerful, man. Yeah. So I mean, with your profits, making your money work for you.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, man, that's great stuff for sure.
The only time I really like use all my profits is just investing and buying lots of properties, traveling, like doing anything that involves like bettering me. Like I'm not, I don't need a $50,000 chain. I mean, I can afford it. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not. I don't need that right now. I'm trying to keep on this grind for a few more years, and it's
Yeah,
gonna. And then I really don't have to do anything.
yeah, really lay a foundation.
Yeah,
Man.
really lay a foundation.
Yeah, powerful stuff, man. And hopefully the audience caught on to that. Like, I mean, just the way you described that day, I mean, sounded like, you're on top of your ads a good 3, 4 times at different points throughout the day.
Oh
And, turning off the ones that are not performing, and probably scaling up the ones that are doing pretty good.
Definitely. I don't let anything go over my break even. Like if it goes over my break even, like I'm just cutting it. I have no relationship with these ads. So I'm
Yeah.
always looking at it and I'm like, oh, well, this one hit the break even, probably didn't get sell, cut it, and we'll put the money where it needs to be.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And staying on top of that. So, I mean, that's important. So, hopefully, the audience is catching on to that, because that is exactly how Alex is reaching these large days. And like you said, if there's 700, ad sets going on through there, that's that level of scaling that he's doing, which is just so powerful. So, great stuff, man. Yeah, keep doing what you're doing for sure.
Thanks.
And I want to give you a chance. I did catch, want you to give some exposure for the stuff that you've been working on. So maybe share with the audience the course that you have. I think it's called Supreme Ecom.
Yep, Supreme Ecom. So I actually just designed a course for you guys. I was posting all types of results and everyone was like, dude, you need to design a course. Like you are like killing it. And I was like, oh, okay, okay. And everyone was like, no, like you really need to do that. And I was like, all right, well, let me get on top of that. So I ended up designing a course where every single product that I've known that's been hot in the market and every product that I've tested, I actually give to my students. So I give 950 winning products that have currently sold or are currently being sold like in a hot quantity amount. And I'm providing them with that. I'm providing them with a $1,600 theme that I bought personally for myself. I gave that in my course so that whenever you're designing your website, you can basically just do plug and go. Like it's really fast and really easy for you, so that you don't have to like learn all the like the bullshit part. I'm really trying to get you into these Facebook ads as quick as you can get into it,
Yeah.
with having a current system that's already working. So I provide you with those products. I provide you with the theme. I provide you, how to set up, everything from the back end, beginner friendly A through Z course, and then all my strategies with running Facebook ads, my scaling strategies. Like I said earlier, like I'm stating and currently updating all the time the strategies that are currently working on Facebook ads, so that you don't get put in a position like I was in, where you're watching like YouTube gurus and buying courses and all that information is like a year and a half old, and it's like, well, that just is defeating the purpose of everything I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
So just currently or always updating that. And then obviously on top of that, I have like my one-on-one mentors. So with my mentors, I hop on phone calls with them twice a week. We review their ads, and I always stay in constant communication with them. So usually through like Instagram DMs, or they'll text me, and any questions that they have throughout the week when we're not on our phone calls, I answer it for them, and I give them also like my course, so that when we're not around each other, they have the potential to continue to grow. And then just my client phone calls. So even if you aren't my student, even if you're not my mentor, and you just want some quick questions asked, or you're trying to learn how to scale really quick, and you just don't have the time to buy a course, I do I do the client phone calls with them as well, where it's just hourly rates, where I just help them any questions that they have.
And it's really cool that you're doing the mentorship as well, because I know some people uh, don't have the time, and it sounds like you're at least blocking out some time to
Oh
just
yeah.
one on
Cause
one.
like the thing is with mine, I mean, like I know I'm good on my end. Like if I can help other people, I mean, I have all this time a day. Like I mean, I only check my ads 3 times a day, and that's basically it. So I mean, I have a lot of time to be able to help people, and if I can do that for others, like I'd rather do that than make them go through what I went through, of just like searching for all the help and ideas in the world, and basically like not really getting it until you figure it out yourself.
And maybe describe that, like what's been the motivation to wanna put this together and like help others.
Definitely. I mean, the motivation, like from where I am, is just because I never had anything in life. So, like, I just been really on my grind, and also, like I stated, like moving to Texas and not having like any family or friends or really anything. Like, you got to be on your grind. You got to figure it out. Like, no one's here to help you. So that's like a motivation as well. But also just the aspect of like, I mean, I just enjoy helping people. Like, I understand the struggle, and I understand like exactly what I went through,
Yeah.
and I'm like, man, I really don't feel like having other people go through that. Especially like, like if you're going out of your way to reach out to me, or you're going out of your way to, try to invest in like me, like I'm gonna invest in you the exact same way. So it's just kind of goes hand in hand with that. You give me time and value, I'm gonna do the exact same thing. So just really just being able to support other people that have like-minded ideas and dreams.
Oh, that's awesome, man, for sure. Yeah, I mean, the level of fulfillment that comes back, and especially, when you have some of your students that are letting you know that you're making an impact in their
Oh
life.
yeah, that's a good ass feeling, bro.
Powerful, yeah.
Oh yeah, they send me screenshots all the damn time. They're like, "Man, just hit these huge days, like showing me all the profit." I'm like, at the end of the day, like that shit feels good as hell. Like way better than like it feels good. Don't get me wrong, making money for myself, but like
Yeah.
just seeing the fact of like helping people, I'm like, all right, like that for real, like makes you like sleep well at night.
Yeah, that's powerful. I mean, you're at least having a positive impact in somebody's life.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, man, and it's a really great thing what you're doing, and genuinely wanting to help others. So that's cool. Really awesome stuff, man. I say. So for the audience, what's the best way for them to follow you?
Definitely. So my Instagram is AC_Hampton. You can follow me on Instagram. I actually sent him a link to my course if he wants to publish that or show you any of you guys. He's more than welcome to. But I also have a link in my bio. And then if you guys have any questions or anything, you can just swipe up and DM me. And we can get started whenever. Just AC_Hampton. I'm ready for you guys when you guys are ready for me.
That's cool, and we'll be sure to leave all the links and the tag name in the show notes as well. And but man, you dropped a lot of value today, brother, and that's been really really good having you on the show. Oh, it actually reminded me, is it cool to follow up with you later, maybe bring you back on the podcast?
Oh yeah, definitely, bro. I'm more than excited to be back. I appreciate you. Appreciate you inviting me too.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, for sure. Well, as we come close to wrapping things up here, I want to give you a chance to leave some closing remarks for the audience. So I'll let you take it away.
Definitely. So I guess if there's any advice that I can give you guys is don't be afraid to invest in yourself. It's probably the best thing you can ever do in life. Like I just mentioned earlier, like yes, investing is great and doing all that, but investing in yourself is the best possible thing you could ever do because nobody's gonna want to see you succeed as bad as you do. And if you want to see something change in your life, the only person that's gonna change that is yourself. And if you think that you're in a situation where you don't like your job, you don't like what's currently happening in your life, or you have kids and you wish you could spend more time with them or anything like that, don't be afraid to invest in one of the fastest growing industries all the time with e-commerce. And the thing is, like, if you want to have more of a lifestyle where you can have more balanced time management and be able to do what you want to do on your own time, like focus on the grind now. And I promise you, like that time it will pay back to you so beneficial to you that you're gonna like look back and be like, man, I can never imagine my life without this. So invest in yourself, invest in what you want in your dreams, and you can do anything. I know people say that shit like all the time, but it's real. Like that's real, like facts. Like you can be stuck in the same 9 to 5 for 10 years complaining about what you could do, but I mean, the only person, like I said, is going to get you out of that situation is yourself. So keep pushing it, and then don't be afraid to invest in others too when it comes to mentors and ways to be able to like continue to succeed. Because I get it. People do give up after times of like trying to invest in themselves and like, man, this doesn't work out. But don't think that you have to do this whole entire thing alone. There's people out there that are willing to help you. You just have to be able to bite the catch that's reeled out to you. So definitely just be able to do that, invest in yourself, invest in others, and you're going to be in a good position, whether no matter age, group, female, male, anything you are, we can all get this bag together.
Powerful, man. Yeah, very well said, and very, very great tip to leave the audience with. Well, awesome, brother. Man, again, thanks for coming on the show, and we'll be in touch.
Hey, yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Tech Money Talks. Endorsed by Player FM, you help make Tech Money Talks the #1 dropshipping podcast on the planet. You help the show go mainstream because Tech Money Talks podcast is now officially sponsored by Spotify. If you're ever in Chicago, join our Dropship Chicago meetup group held at 1871 to meet with me personally and other professional dropshippers. We do meetings weekly. I'm now producing new, valuable content on YouTube weekly. Go check it out and subscribe. Tech Money Talks is teaching you all about money-making opportunities that technology can bring. We're just getting started. There's more great things to come. Stay plugged in. Throw me a shout out, and remember, you're just one product away.